Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Dr. Tapati's presentation. You have seen that few people are allergic to certain foods like peanuts, soya milk, eggs, etc. Today we will know the immunological reason behind allergic reaction. Topic of discussion is hypersensitivity. You are going to know a lot of information from this video. Therefore, stay with me till end of this video. Before I start the main topic, hypersensitivity, you should know some other immunological terms like innate and acquired immunity, humoral and cell-mediated immunity, types of immunoglobulins, mast cell and complement system. Let's start the presentation.
First of all, know about innate and adaptive immunity, types of immunoglobulin, mast cell and complement system. Immunity is the ability of our body to protect against all types of foreign molecules, including bacteria, virus, fungus, toxic substances, etc., which enter our body. Our immune system, which is a complex network of cells, tissues, organs, defends our body against those foreign molecules. There are two major types of immunity, innate or natural and adaptive or acquired immunity. Innate immunity is an antigen non-specific defense mechanism. That means it lacks specific response to specific invader or foreign body. It is the first line of defense. Host uses immediately or within several hours after exposure to almost any microbe. It is generally inherited from parents and passed to offspring. It consists of four types of barriers: physical, physiological, cellular and cytokine barriers. Whereas in case of adaptive or acquired immunity, it is an antigen-specific defense mechanism, takes several days to become protective. It is designed to react with and remove a specific antigen. It is not passed from the parents to offspring, hence it cannot be inherited. It has two components: humoral immunity or antibody-mediated immune system and cellular immunity or cell-mediated immune system. Although collectively all the five types of leukocytes, namely lymphocytes, monocytes, neutrophil, basophil and eosinophil, fight against infections in various ways, among them lymphocytes play major role. Lymphocytes are of two main classes, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. The B lymphocytes carry out humoral immune response by producing antibodies, whereas the T lymphocytes function is cell-mediated immune response. There are five classes of immunoglobulins. Each class has a characteristic type of heavy chain. In case of IgG, it is gamma. In case of IgM, mu. In case of IgA, it is alpha. In case of IgD, it is delta, and for IgE, it is epsilon. Two types of light chain, namely kappa and lambda, occur in all classes of immunoglobulins. Proportion of IgG is high in human body and it plays vital role in our body. It exists as monomer. It has unique ability to cross placenta in pregnant women. It has highest opsonization and neutralization activities. It can be classified into four subclasses: IgG1, 2, 3 and IgG4. IgGM. It occurs in either a monomeric, that is membrane-bound form, or a secreted form, that is a cross-linked pentamer. IgM is the first antibody to be made by B lymphocytes and is the major antibody in the early stages of a primary immune response. IgA. It is found primarily in secretions such as saliva, tears and milk. It can be a monomer, dimer or IgD. Some B cells soon begin to produce IgD with the same antigen binding site as IgM, but unique function of IgD is not clear. IgE. IgE plays an important role in the allergic reaction, interacting with basophils in the blood and histamine secreting cells, that is mast cells, which is widely distributed in tissues. The overall structure of IgD and IgE are similar to that of IgG. Knowledge of mast cell is important for hypersensitivity reaction. It is a cell filled with basophil granules. It is found mostly in connective tissues. It releases histamine and other substances like heparin during inflammatory and allergic reactions. So, in case of hypersensitivity reaction, histamine is the important substance which is responsible for the inflammation. The complement system or complement cascade enhances the ability of antibodies and phagocytic cells to clear microbes and damaged cells from an organism and promote inflammation and attack the cell membrane of the pathogens. It is a cascade of soluble proteins and membrane express receptors and regulators which operates in plasma, in tissues, on cell surface, and even within the cell. It is composed of more than 40 proteins, soluble ones being produced mainly by the liver. Complement is not a single protein but functionally linked a series of proteins which interact with each other in a highly regulated manner to provide many of the effector functions of humoral immunity and inflammation. Now coming to the main topic, hypersensitivity. Hypersensitivity is an immune response that mobilizes a battery of effector molecules which act to remove antigen or foreign molecules by various mechanisms. In general, these effector molecules induce a localized inflammatory response that eliminate antigen without extensively damaging the host's tissue. However, under some such circumstances, the inflammatory response can have deleterious or bad effects, resulting in significant tissue injury, serious disease, or even death. Both humoral and cell-mediated immune response may participate in hypersensitivity reaction. Hypersensitivity reactions are classified into 4 types. Type 1, 2, and 3 take less time, so they are coming under immediate hypersensitivity reaction. At the same time, humoral immune system is involved. That means it is antibody mediated. In case of type 1, IgE is involved. In case of type 2, IgG or IgM is involved. Whereas in case of type 3, IgG, IgM, and occasionally IgA antibodies are involved. Whereas type 4 takes more time, so it is delayed type. It is not antibody mediated. T cell is involved in this hypersensitivity reaction process. When a pre-sensitized individual is exposed to an allergen, it can lead to a rapid immune response that occurs almost immediately. It is called an allergy, and allergy is classified as a type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. Allergens may be harmless substances like animal dander, molds, or pollen. They may be more hazardous, such as insect venom or therapeutic drugs. Food intolerances can also yield allergic reactions as individuals become sensitized to foods such as peanuts or shellfish like shrimp, crab, lobster, etc. The first exposure activates the primary IgE antibody that sensitizes an individual to type 1 hypersensitivity reaction upon subsequent exposure. IgE mainly acts on mast cell and basophil, which contain Fc receptor. As you know that immunoglobulin has two regions, Fc and Fab region. Antigen binds with Fab region, variable region, whereas IgE binds to mast cell through Fc, that is constant region, and then activates the cell and secretes histamine, which is responsible for inflammation. Histamine causes dilation of capillaries and small blood vessels. As a result, more blood flows to that area, making it red and warm, and plasma takes out into the tissue spaces, causing its swelling. This process is very rapid. It takes a minute to hour. Allergens in plant pollen may trigger allergic rhinitis or hay fever in sensitive individuals. Skin rashes are often associated with allergic reactions, and peanuts can be eaten safely by most people but can provoke severe allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. Examples of type 1 hypersensitivity reactions are allergy-induced asthma, anaphylaxis, hay fever, and hives. Cause behind the allergy-induced asthma is inhalation of allergens. Signs and symptoms are constriction of bronchi, labored breathing, coughing, chills, body aches, etc. Cause behind anaphylaxis, systemic reaction to allergens. Signs and symptoms are hives, itching, swelling of tongue and throat, nausea, vomiting, low blood pressure, and shock. Cause behind hay fever, inhalation of mold or pollen. Symptoms and signs are running nose, watery eyes, and sneezing. Cause behind hives, food or drug allergens, insect and stings. Signs and symptoms are raised bumpy skin rash with itching. Bumps may coverage into large raised areas. Type 2 hypersensitivity is also known as cytotoxic hypersensitivities. As I already mentioned that IgG and IgM antibodies are involved in this hypersensitivity reaction. They bind to cell surface antigens or matrix associated antigens on basement membranes. These antibodies can either activate complement system, resulting in an inflammatory response and lysis of the targeted cell, or they can be involved in antibody dependent cell mediated cytotoxicity, that is shortly known as ADCC, with cytotoxic T cells. In some cases, the antigen may be a self antigen, in which case the reaction is called autoimmune disease. In other cases, antibodies may bind to naturally occurring but exogenous cell surface molecules such as antigens associated with blood typing found on red blood cells. This leads to the coating of the RBCs by antibodies, activation of the complement cascade, and complement mediated lysis of RBCs, as well as opsonization of RBCs for phagocytosis. Two examples of type 2 hypersensitivity reactions involving RBCs are hemolytic transfusion reaction and hemolytic disease of the newborn. Time is required for type 2 hypersensitivity reaction is 5 to 8 hours. First example of type 2 hypersensitivity reaction is hemolytic transfusion reaction, that is HTR. As you know that there are 4 blood groups A, B, AB and O. If blood from a type A donor is administered to a patient with type B blood group, the anti-A IgM antibodies in the recipient bind to and agglutinate the donor type A RBC. The bound anti-A antibodies activate the classical complement cascade, resulting in destruction of the donor RBCs. Therefore, blood group of donor and blood group of recipient should be same. Otherwise, there will be hemolytic transfusion reaction, that is a type 2 hypersensitivity reaction. Now, second example of type 2 hypersensitivity reaction is hemolytic disease of the newborn, shortly SDN. I hope you know to some extent about Rh factor of blood. Now, if you see figure A, when an Rh negative mother has an Rh positive fetus, fetal erythrocytes are introduced into the mother's circulatory system before or during birth, which leads to production of anti-Rh IgG antibodies. These antibodies remain in the mother, and if she becomes pregnant with a second Rh positive baby, they can cross the placenta and attach to fetal Rh positive, Rh plus erythrocytes. Then complement mediated hemolysis of fetal erythrocytes results in a lack of sufficient cells for proper oxygenation of the fetus and therefore death of the fetus. Now see the figure B. HDN or hemolytic disease of the newborn can be prevented by administering RHOD immunoglobulin during and after each pregnancy with an Rh positive fetus. The immunoglobulin binds fetal Rh positive RBCs or erythrocytes that gain access to the mother's bloodstream, preventing activation of her primary immune response. This table is summarizing two examples of type 2 hypersensitivities, namely hemolytic transfusion reaction and hemolytic disease of the newborn, their cause and their signs and symptoms. In case of HTR or hemolytic transfusion reaction, cause is IgG and IgM bind to antigens on transfused RBCs, targeting donor RBCs for destruction. Signs and symptoms are fever, jaundice, hypotension, disseminated intravascular coagulation, possibly leading to kidney failure and death. In case of SDN, cause is IgG from mother crosses the placenta, targeting the fetus RBCs for destruction. Signs and symptoms are anemia, edema, enlarged liver or spleen, hydrops, leading to death of newborn in severe cases. Type 3 hypersensitivity is mainly complement mediated activation of particular tissues. A unique characteristic of type 3 hypersensitivity is antibody excess, primarily IgG, coupled with a relatively low concentration of antigen, resulting in the formation of small immune complexes that deposit on the surface of the epithelial cells lining the inner lumen of small blood vessels or on the surfaces of tissues. This immune complex accumulation leads to a cascade of inflammatory events that includes IgG binding to antibody receptors on localized mast cells, resulting in mast cell degranulation, complement activation with production of pro-inflammatory complement C3A, complement 3A and complement 5A, and then increased blood vessel permeability with chemotactic recruitment of neutrophils and macrophages. Figure A is showing type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. In this reaction process, immune complexes form and deposit in tissue. Complement activation, stimulation of inflammatory response and recruitment and activation of neutrophils result in damage to blood vessels, heart tissue, joints, skin or kidneys. If the kidneys are damaged by a type 3 hypersensitivity reaction, dialysis may be required. Examples of type 3 hypersensitivity reactions are Arthus reaction, serum sickness, systemic lupus erythematosus, that is SLE, and rheumatoid arthritis. It takes 2 to 4 hours. You have seen that Type 1, 2 and 3 hypersensitivities are antibody mediated, but type 4 hypersensitivities are not antibody mediated. Rather, they are regulated by T cells and involve the action of effector cells. This is mainly sensitization and stimulation of TDTH by specific allergen. These cells release cytokines which activate macrophages or cytotoxic T cells and cause the tissue damage. This process is called delayed type because it takes long time, around 24 to 72 hours. Examples of type 4 hypersensitivities are draft rejection, contact dermatitis, etc. Type 4 hypersensitivities can be organized into three subcategories 1, 2, 3 based on T cell subtype, type of antigen and the resulting effector mechanism. In case of type 1 subcategory, antigen type is soluble antigen, effector mechanism, activated macrophages, damage tissue and promote inflammatory response. Examples are contact dermatitis and delayed type hypersensitivity as for example tuberculin reaction. In case of 2 subcategory, antigen type is soluble, effector mechanism is eosinophil recruitment and activation release cytokines and pro-inflammatory chemicals. Examples are chronic asthma and chronic allergic rhinitis. Whereas in case of class 3 subcategory, antigen type is cell associated antigen, effector mechanism is CTL mediated cytotoxicity. Examples are contact dermatitis and tissue transplant rejection. Exposure to heptene antigens in poison ivy can cause contact dermatitis, which is a type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. If you see the figure A, the first exposure to poison ivy does not result in a reaction. However, sensitization stimulates helper T cells, leading to production of memory helper T cells that can become deactivated on future exposures. Now see figure B. Upon secondary exposure, the memory helper T cells become reactivated, producing inflammatory cytokines that stimulate macrophages and cytotoxic T cells to induce an inflammatory lesion at exposed site. This lesion, which will persist until the allergen is removed, can inflict significant tissue damage if it continues long enough. This table is summarizing the mechanisms and effects of all the 4 types of hypersensitivity reactions. Type 1 is IgE antibody mediated, type 2 is either IgG or IgM mediated, type 3 is IgG and IgM mediated, whereas type 4 is T cell mediated. Antigen form of type 1 is soluble antigen, for type 2 it is cell-bound antigen, for type 3 soluble, for type 4 soluble or cell-bound antigen. Mechanism of activation in case of type 1 is allergen specific IgE antibodies bind to mast cells via their Fc receptor. When the specific allergen binds to the IgE, cross-linking of IgE induces degranulation of mast cells and release of histamine. In case of type 2, IgG or IgM antibody binds to cellular antigen, leading to complement activation and cell lysis. IgG can also mediate ADCC with cytotoxic T cells, natural killer cells and macrophages and neutrophils also. In case of type 3, antigen-antibody complexes are deposited in tissues. Complement activation provides inflammatory mediators and recruits neutrophils. Enzymes released from neutrophils damage tissue. In case of type 4, Th1 or T helper 1 cells secrete which activate macrophages and cytotoxic T cells. Examples of type 1 hypersensitivity reaction: local and systemic anaphylaxis, seasonal hay fever, food allergies, and drug allergies. In case of type 2, red blood cell destruction after transfusion with mismatched blood types or during hemolytic disease of the newborn. Example of type 3, post streptococcal glomerulonephritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and systemic lupus erythematosus, that is SLE. Example of type 4, contact dermatitis, type 1 diabetes mellitus, and multiple sclerosis.
I hope this video is very helpful for you. If you like this video, kindly share and subscribe this channel. If you want to give any feedback, kindly write it in the comment box. Take care. Bye bye.